I'm not a fan of kitchen islands, especially ones with sinks in the middle. And I would love it if kitchen peninsulas made a comeback. They were really common in older houses, and I think they're a great example of working with the space you have while still being efficient and also being collaborative. They're also just really nostalgic places to be, but I'll be showing more modern examples later in this video. My preference for peninsulas is not ungrounded. With a kitchen island, you make two galley kitchens, or as some people like to call it, one butt kitchens. You end up constraining the space on this side as well as this side. But if you're like, wait, Jess, I built my kitchen so there's enough space between my island and the rest of my counters. That's true, multiple people can fit here easier now. However, if you put something like a sink, or you plan on doing a lot of working on this island countertop, you now have to bridge the gap between your kitchen and the island. And this here, it's just really unwieldy, in my opinion. Not to mention the amount of walking that you do in a kitchen as large as this. And if you installed LVP, ooh, that's gonna take a toll on your shins. Whereas something like a peninsula still allows for collaboration, still allows for aesthetics, but they are a little more resource wise because the peninsula is contiguous with the rest of your workspace. So your cooking area, your sink, and the peninsula, they're connected. You don't need to be running back and forth or around. And you still have the benefit of having people in the kitchen, but not in the kitchen, if that makes sense. Also, peninsulas, unlike islands, can work in many small spaces. I like this better than a galley kitchen because the peninsula allows you access into the kitchen workspace without having to get into it. And if people wanted to use this breakfast table as a workspace, you can do that easily here. Here's another modern peninsula in a small space. Here's a modern peninsula in a slightly larger space. And this one here is one of my favorites. It's almost like a galley kitchen because you do have a pretty narrow workspace here, but the refrigerator and cabinets are positioned so that even if you're not in the kitchen, you can still access it easily. And the designer put two sinks so that if somebody is working over here on the inside, you can still access water from the outside. If you're new here, my name is Jess, and I talk about kitchens. And not only about how we design them fun and functionally, but also how kitchens really highlight the intersections of race, gender, social reproduction, and the obstacles to building a world where we're all nourished. Let me know in the comments your thoughts about peninsulas versus kitchen islands.